What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the madness. Today we're going to be doing some tone hunting on the slow blues and also throwing down a backing track so that you can go ahead and jam along with yourself. So without further delay, let's jump right into throwing down this backing track and showing you the tones we're going to be getting today. All right, let's go ahead and give you an idea of what this will sound like in context. Start with the bass side. Good lead. Drop the pickups to the mid. Second position. Fourth position. Pretty good. All right, you haven't seen this in a minute, so here I am in the top right, axe head in the middle, and Sea of Stars on the bottom right. Whatever, I like that game. I can't wait for it to come out. Either way, let's get into this thing. So first of all, on the input, you're going to want to have a decent threshold. You don't want that noise. So negative 50 dB on there. Ratio is set at 2. Attack set to 2 milliseconds, and the release is set to 100. And 1 meg as far as the impedance goes. Nothing crazy on the input. So on the comp, we got a JFET compressor right here sitting at 5 right in the middle ground. Attack time is 2 milliseconds. Release time is 100 milliseconds. And auto attenuation or release is set on. And then go to sidechain. And it seems like everything here is relatively standard stuff. So you don't have to worry too much about that. Where it really starts to get kind of funky is right here in the drive. I got the clone Chiron again because I love the clone. So gain set to 4.5. Treble set to 7.05 roughly. Tone is bass at 5, mid at 5, mid freak at 600, high freak at 5, treble at 5, and then we got the low cut at 2 and the high cut at 495. Graphic EQ, you got a little bit of mid boosting here, kind of like a ramp. So we've got 0, 0, 0, and then at 400 you got 237, 441, 522, and then 536. So you can go slap that down there if you like. And then now we got the graphic EQ is at pre, not post, and not off. So it's at pre. Make sure you snag that. And then advanced, we got FO215s as far as the diode types on the positive end, and then 2 quantities. So we got 2 diodes of the plus side, and then we got 2 of the negative, same type on the other side on the negative. So bias at 0, base response at 5, dry levels 100, slew rates at 10, bit reduce and sample rates at 48 kilohertz. And that's all as far as drive goes. Let's go ahead and jump into the amp. I'm trying to get through this thing as fast as possible so you guys, you can just skip around a little bit and grab what you need. So we got the Shiver Clean. It's one of my favorites. We got gain at 3, bass at 3.58, treble at 6.13, presence at 227, depth 132, master volume 622 is the levels at 1.4. This is all depending on you and your guitar because the gain or the basically, your guitar's pickups are going to dictate how much gain you need in here to make it sound the same. Remember, humbucker's pickups are not going to sound the same as single coils like on my Strat goes. So make sure you guys are paying attention to what you got. So you got the input trim at 1.231. Once again, this input trim here is kind of like a gainless increase in signal. So you're not really distorting. You're just increasing the level like a flat scalar multiplier. So either way, we got the bright switch set to off. The ideal, we got the cut switch on, and then we got the bright cap at 1, but the bright switch isn't on, so the bright cap is not going to matter. So everything else up here is the same. Preamp, we've got the input boost set to off, so that doesn't matter. And then we got the preamp sag on, so you can go ahead and copy this stuff down. And in an effort to save you some time, I'm just going to kind of skip through this part. pause the video and copy down what you need. Power amps. Go ahead and pause. Keep on with the video. Power tubes and cathode follower. We got a KT88 gen. Make sure you notice that. The grid bias set to 60%. Copy the rest of this stuff if you'd like. Power supply. We got the supply sag set to 2 and the B plus time constant set to 17 milliseconds. And then the rest of this stuff, screen Q is 1.4. Power type is AC, so you know that stuff's going back and forth between positive and negative voltage. So then we got the Variac set to 100. Copy this stuff. Speaker. So we got a little bit of a response here. Make sure you copy this and make sure you notice that the speaker input curve, impedance curve is at the basket weave, 4x12. That's pretty standard because that's what we're dealing with. Input EQ. I think this is all pretty standard stuff. I don't think I messed with this. Output EQ is over here. I don't think this is anything either. Dynamics, we got input dynamics set to 1.74, excursion set to 100%, out compression set to 0.57, out comp thresh, -40, out comp clarity 6.51, gain enhancers, the out comp type. Let's go to the cab. So right now we're sitting with just one cab. It's a 1x12 Shiver 57 Alpha. So we can go to cab more. IR length is set to max, and the proximity frequency is set to 120 kilohertz or megahertz. Hertz. Jesus Christ, I'm so used to RF frequencies here. And also the input mode set to left. So the preamp is set to FET2. Preamp mode is set to high quality. Drive is set to 2.57 and saturation set to 1.91. If you want to know more about why I'm choosing these things, go ahead and watch my amp and my cab videos because I go in detail about what each of these things do. All right, room and air. We got the room level set to 18.4 and the room size set to 10 meters. And the room shape is room. And that kind of makes a difference because it kind of makes it sound like you've got some sonic qualities confined to a certain amount of space. So now our align is over here. I don't think I really tinkered with this too much. So the distance is set to 0 and it's still sitting at the 1x12. So now we got a delay. We're using a sweep delay, 500 milliseconds. Feedback is set to 20%. LR time ratio 100. And the mix is set to 15. And the spread width is set to 100% because I like it I like hearing it in the back, you know what I mean? So the more on the diffuser set to 5%, diffuser time is 45%, LFO is at 0.1, which is pretty standard. And then the ducker is off. Compander is, I believe I didn't tinker with that at all. Modulation, we've got the sine, a triangle and a sine. And this one's set to 0.5 hertz, 5 hertz, and 1.25 hertz. 25% depth on these two, 90 degrees on the second. And then 100% and 180 on the phase on this one. So get that. And then we've got the EQ, 2400, 800. I think this is all pretty standard stuff. I don't think I tinkered with this. And then sweep is set to sine at 0.25. Copy the rest of this if you'd like. Reverb, South Church. This is just what I liked for this one because I wanted that slow blues that kind of dirty southern kind of sound. So we got this basic set to quality on ultra high. Time is set to 2.74. Size is set to 48.5, and the echo density is 8, which is as high as it goes. Pre-hold, stack and hold is off. Go ahead and copy this stuff. The advanced, early level is -11, so it kind of comes in, it blooms. The early diffusion set to 86%. Early diffusion time is 35%. Copy the rest of this down. The mic spacing is actually changed here, 46%. Just copy what I got. EQ, this is all pretty standard stuff. Once again, mod and ducker. We got 23% depth on the modulation and 0.11 and 90-degree phase on here. So, and the pitch shift finally, which I don't think I'm tinkering with at all. Yeah, no mix. So we're good on that. And then the output is pretty standard stuff. And that's it, guys. So I hope that you got something out of this. Once again, this has been a while since I've done an Axe Effects kind of, video. But I'm sure you guys are welcoming that with open arms. Either way, I'll catch you all on the flippy floppy, y'all. And if you like this video, please don't hesitate to subscribe and like it. It really helps me out. I'd love to get 1,000 subscribers this year, and you guys will help me make it there. I'm sure of it. So I'll catch you guys once again. Ciao for now, y'all.